Hey, Shad here with Speed Addicts, the fastest growing gear site on the web. And today we're gonna uncrate the KYT KX-1. What's up, Speed Addicts family? Welcome to a review of KYT's top of the line racing helmet. I know you're excited, I am too. Before we do that, subscribe to the channel. That way you are going to be educated on all the latest gear. If you subscribe, I promise you will be making great purchasing decisions. Also, please shop with us. There's a link in the description below. They'll take you right over to the complete selection of KYT. We've got them all. We're one of the biggest KYT dealers in the country. We'll make sure you're set up with your new KX-1, and we have 90-day free returns. That's right, we even pay the return shipping if you're in the lower 48 states. So what have you got to lose? Go ahead and check out one of these new KYT lids or any other parts or accessories you might need for your next two-wheel adventure. And my final and most important shameless plug, the Superstore is now open here in Southern California. That's right, you can now come and shop at Speed Addicts in person. If you're in SoCal, come check it out. We're in the city of Orange. We've got the world's greatest helmet wall, apparel, e-bikes, boots. We've got it all down here at the Speed Addicts Superstore. It's super. Okay, here we are, KX-1. This is a step up for KYT. We've now got a full-blown GP racing helmet. Not to say the predecessor, or what they're still making, the NZ Race carbon helmet, wasn't completely suitable and a great weapon at the track. This is just next level. You notice it is longer. It is now FIM homologated, as well as DOT and EC 2206. So we have all the latest safety standards here. It is light, it is slippery. It's going to make you go faster down the straights in a full tuck. This thing is really bitchin', and it's been on some of the top athletes in the MotoGP game for about 2 seasons now. So in case you're not aware, Suomi KYT, made by the same factory, same ownership. So in Suomi land, this is called the S1 XR. Do I have that right, producer Matt? Okay, so just to show you real quick. So the Suomi athletes have been wearing this for 2 seasons. A lot of KYT athletes, same thing. So same helmet, just different model names, different prices, different graphics on different heads in MotoGP. But again, Enea Bastianini, a bunch of the world's fastest guys have been wearing this for 2 seasons now. And finally, you have your chance to get your filthy little hands on one of the best racing helmets in my opinion, especially when you consider the price tag. Now, don't worry, it's still, it's not inexpensive by any means, but compared to the competitors that are FIM homologated, it's actually relatively affordable, starting at $699 for the solids here. Here's a solid white, $699 to $799. The carbon glossies running $849. Shell construction is the same on the solids versus the carbon, and so that weight stays that same, 3 pounds, just a few ounces over 334. Depends on what size you weigh. Very lightweight, not quite as light as the NZ Race. They're using the tri-composite material, which is carbon and aramid fibers and fiberglass, which is what most top-tier racing helmets are made out of. While we mentioned the NZ Race, I name-checked it. Here it is. This is what put KYT on the map here in the United States. This was and is a very lightweight helmet that is great at the track. It is sub 3 pounds, so it's going to be a little bit lighter than the KX-1. I'll explain why in a minute. And it was good looking. It's not quite as long. You notice that. Longer is slipperier, and so you have this more pronounced diffuser and these really good looking stingray vents here on the new KX-1. It's a little bit more of a traditional shape, still a great helmet, and it was very affordable, you know, in the $500 price range for a carbon fiber racing helmet that was very lightweight. KYT sold a ton of these. It was very successful, but now we have the step up, which is the KX-1. It's going to be better at those higher speeds, but primarily with that longer design, but primarily the big difference is the FIM homologation. So we are stepping up in the safety department, as well as that EC 2206. So this is what is on the athletes in MotoGP. They don't have some sort of special race prep. It comes off the same production line as the helmet you would purchase from us here at Speed Addicts. The fit, Stick with the same size that you wore in the NZ race. You shouldn't have any problems. We've noticed it to be a true intermediate oval. I found this one to be an improved fit over the old Suomi SR Sport, a little bit more room in the head. And you notice the design of this thing. It kind of looks like a helmet that starts with a P from another Italian company called AGV. And that is for a reason. The design, the head designer on the Pista project was actually brought over to the folks at KYT to come up with this design that you see before you. So this probably would have been the next generation of Pista if he wasn't stolen away from the folks at AGV. Or at least this is allegedly, producer Matt. This is what I hear. This is what a bird told me. So just beautiful design, the latest safety specs, all starting at $699, making it a relative bargain considering a lot of top tier racing helmets now have a comma in the price. That's right, 4 digits. 3 shell sizes, 3 EPSs. We now have sizes through 2X, so extra small through 2 extra large available in the KX-1. Originally, they went live with extra small through large. Now they got some of those larger sizes out there. Again, true to size, but it is a close racing fit, so expect that. If you want something that's super plush, a lot of low density foam, super comfy, that's not what you're gonna get here. Not that this helmet is not comfortable and not that it doesn't fit great, but it is a racing helmet, okay? So it's gonna fit a little closer in the face, expect that. Try it on in your living room, sit there for a good 20 or 30 minutes. See how you feel. If you're not sure that you have the right fit, talk to the Speed Addicts team. Remember, free returns, easy exchanges. We've got your back if you have any problems after the purchase here at Speed Addicts. So 3 years of wind tunnel testing, working closely with the athletes is what's led us to this shape. Improved ventilation over the NZ race here with these massive Stingray vents, a channeled EPS, passive ventilation exhaust ports back here, and then we have chin vents. Now, the nice thing is that these vents are all switchable, unlike a lot of, or some top flight racing helmets. We do have louvers on these. Now, they are a little bit small and they are a little bit lightweight. Sorry, this one is inside the helmet. There you go. So they are a little bit on the cheap side for vents. Same with the Suomi. They're the same exact vents here, and they're a little bit small to get your gloves on. But again, this is a racing helmet. They assume you're probably gonna leave this thing wide open most of the time, but they also know that a lot of their customers are riding on the street. So they do give you the options to open up the vents or close them. Okay, next up, we're gonna talk about the face shield here. So massive eye port. You notice the riding position is most at home in that tucked or more aggressive riding position. Not to say you couldn't ride this on a more upright bike, but it's going to be built, purpose-built for racing, track riding, or more aggressive riding position. Massive eye port, great peripheral vision. You will have no issues there. This is a polycarbonate, anti-scratch, optically correct face shield that I love the design of the pivot mechanism on this thing. It is simple. There are no springs, gears, or other things to explode on you. I say that because some of the previous versions of the pivot kits for helmets from that Suomi design team, the stuff with KYT hasn't been too problematic, but you know, this is just so simple and elegant. You're gonna go ahead and pull this down and it's just like that. There's no there's no messy engineering going on here, less things to break, and just gonna push this back into place. Always in the open position, you will have no problems. It's that easy. You pull this red tab to unlock it and push it back into place. It is secure. And you do have some very strong detents. So all the way closed, we'll show you that lock in a minute. Here is like a demist setting. If you just pop that, so you can get a little bit extra airflow, clear up fog. First detent, second, third, fourth is all the way open. You saw how firm that was. So you don't have to worry about this visor moving around on you, which is great for street use. I know most racers are gonna be open or closed. And because of that, some racing helmets don't have detents, or if they do, they're kind of crappy. So we like that. You notice it has a dagger style lock up on the front, made of metal. All the pieces are metal with a spring. Sometimes I get nervous when I see the attachments are the secondary pieces of material on the face shield that aren't molded part of the face shield. But this lock is stout, it's metal, and it is really nice and secure. I like it in the center as well, so you don't have to worry about anything happening at speed. NZ Race was secure too, but it wasn't locking like the next level lock on the KX-1 here. So like the shield itself, the detents, the pivot kits, just really well thought out, especially considering you're at a $400 discount compared to some of its top competitors in the FIM racing helmet category. One last thing, the face shield is PINLOCK prepped. And so not only PINLOCK prep, but the PINLOCK insert is included in the box. I don't have one on the table, but you are going to get that with the purchase of any KX-1. You're going to get that PINLOCK insert, and that goes on the inside. That's a fog mitigation device. If you have issues with fog, run that PINLOCK in there. It is free of charge with the purchase of your helmet. And then you notice these attachments on the outside of the face shield. That's for tear-offs. Tear-off films are sold separately, just as the name would indicate. You tear them off to get rid of debris if you're racing or on the road, bugs, tire debris, that sort of thing, especially handy in racing situations. So tear-offs, again, sold separately. Smoke, iridium options are going to be available, and because shields are in tight supply sometimes with both Suomi and KYT, know that the shields from the SR, XR, from the Suomi and the KYT helmet, the KX-1, are interchangeable. So if you can find one or not the other, feel free to swap them because they are the same. Eyeglasses compatible, which my disclaimer is that while the manufacturer might claim that, it's going to be dependent on your face shape and the shape and size of your eyeglasses there. Okay, let's flip the KX-1 over and see inside. You are going to get the chin curtain, aka chin diaper. If you like those, you can run it. If you don't want, it's just a press fit. Go ahead and pull it out. If yours comes separately in the box and you go, how the hell do I put this on? It has two tabs here that you slide in between that chin bar pad and the shell material. That's how most chin diapers work. Okay, so that is out of the way. Now you can see the switch for the chin bar vent. That's how you work that. You're also going to see it's hydration prepped. So you have a couple of elastic kind of holders for hydration system to route. And then you have the emergency quick release cheek pads, which is pretty standard equipment in this day and age of racing helmets. Lots of different stitching, panels, all this sort of different stitching panel work. This makes it premium, makes it look cool mostly. And it's just one of those things you're paying for when you're stepping up into one of the top flight helmets from a producer like KYT. Different size cheek pads are available. Remember, it's going to fit pretty close in the face. If you have issues with that sizing, just let us know. Our team will try to help you. Either you're in the wrong shell altogether, or sometimes we can just alter the pad setup to accommodate different face shapes there. Removable, washable cheek pads. Like I said, it is FIM homologated. Now, the thing to remember about FIM is that some helmets claim that they passed it, but they're not going to be stamped with the hologram on the chin strap like the KYT. You know, for my money, if you say you passed FIM, you should probably have the badge to prove it. The KX-1 certainly does. And then on the rear, you're going to see that DOT and the EC2206. Okay, the interior is finished off nicely. You got kind of like a micro suede finish here. You'll notice there are no speaker pockets. Oh man, can you fit speakers? Yes, but it's going to push into your ear space. So you can do it, but again, this is a racing helmet, so they didn't carve out speaker specific pads. So if you got big ears and you're trying to try to slam speakers in there, you might have an issue. But it can be done. Okay, we're gonna remove the comfort liner, removable washable, and then you got an EPS liner behind that, of course. 3-year warranty from KYT. Stand by. These are tight snaps, so we can do it. When you're removing this liner, remember to get your fingers right in there by the male part of the snap and carefully leverage it out. Sometimes they are tighter than others, so we're gonna be careful not to pull that female side of the helmet out of place. There we go. That one was quite tight. There is your comfort liner there. There's the EPS, channel EPS liner that is passing all those safety standards that we talked about. KX-1, carbon looks quite good. Definitely a step up. We know we have a lot of customers out there let's get rid of all that. In your NZ race, you liked your NZ race, you're gonna love the KX-1. It is a few ounces heavier. You probably won't notice it because it is so well balanced, but the ventilation and the aero work really reduce the drag, reduce the buffeting at speed, and you're gonna get the FIM homologation. It's the way to go. Starting at $6.99 over at speedaddicts.com. Check it out. Remember, come visit us in the Superstore, and you can check out a KX-1 in person. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time to find out what's in the crate.